G'day ladies and gents, Cubic Meter here. Just before Christmas, Crafty Masterman hosted a Redstone Awards show with nominees in various categories across technical Minecraft. And I was given the award for Best Storage Tech.
The best storage tech designer
Jesus,
of 2022 goes to Cubic Meter.
Is he here? Did he leave? Is he here? Please tell me he's still here.
However, I couldn't be there because I was in Melbourne visiting family. And so I nominated JKM to accept the award on my behalf.
Storage tech is my passion. Thank you.
G'day.
Honestly, JKM accepting an award for Storage Tech is like Putin winning this year's Nobel Peace Prize. Oh, and I also got a trophy. Man, I reckon I could mint this as an NFT. This was such an amazing event with all of the greatest minds in technical Minecraft together in the one place. And I was honoured to accept the award for Best Storage Tech. Wait, what was that sound? Wavetech's main storage is currently broken and non-functioning. The problem seems to be degradation over time due to constant restarts as well as update suppression crashing the server. We do a lot of update suppression on Wavetech, so this makes a lot of sense. In order to inspect the damage, we need to head down into the guts of the storage. There it is. The parallel entity item sorting system. This is the main point of failure for the entire storage. If you want to understand more about what the system is and how it works, I would suggest looking at my previous storage tech videos which build up to the parallel entity item sorting system. But what we need to do today is fix the thing in survival. In order to help me out, I'm going to use a mod known as Inventory Scanner. Now what this will do is allow me to see the contents of inventories without having to open them up individually. So if I just stand near inventories, it will show me how many items are in each one of these chests. And right from the get-go, I can already tell that things are pretty screwed up. You see, each one of these chests is supposed to have exactly 54 items. But as you can see, yep, there are a lot of extra items in these chests. Oh boy, this is really bad. If we go ahead and take a look inside of one of these chests, these are the item sets, which dictate what items can be sorted and how much of that item can be sorted at once. And Trolley has just gone and given me these red shulker boxes. Now, these red shulker boxes indicate a really serious issue with the sorting system. These boxes come from this system over here. So what this does is it places down a shulker box, takes out a single item in this hopper, and then drops the shulker box into this hopper. And then a hopper minecart runs through the piston bolt underneath the hoppers, picks up the shulker box, picks up the item, and then the item is cross-referenced with all the items in this set to figure out if that item can be sorted. However, because we can see that these shulker boxes have made their way out of the system, we can infer that there at some point was a problem with this system, which meant that a shulker box was not picked up by this hopper. The most common cause of this would be this dispenser. Instead of placing a box, it spits out an item, then the item goes straight into this hopper, but there's no shulker box. Using Inventory Scanner, we can very quickly debug this system and find that there are no items lingering inside of here. So whatever issue occurred, it is not a continuing problem. And because there's no items left behind in here, or here, we can infer that what must have happened is an item without its shulker box managed to get its way into this system and get spat out by the dispenser directly. This is really bad because if that item happened to be a TNT item, the dispenser would dispense the TNT and this whole system would explode. Taking a look inside of this red shulker box Trolley gave me, it also includes some dummy items from various systems around the storage. For example, these gold nuggets, I know exactly where these came from because these dummy items are only used in these item filters in the first item unloaders. And already we can see this is broken. So this is meant to be 19, and this slot is meant to be empty. This is actually starting to piece together exactly what caused this machine to break, because this issue with the first item unloaders is a very common problem if the server is restarted while this machine is running. Moving over to a creative test server, this is a copy of the entire main storage with a fully functioning parallel entity item sorter. In order to be able to capture this machine working, I've got this tick freeze command block that will freeze the game the moment that our shulker box is placed down in the first item unloader. With that all set up, I can go ahead and drop this sample box into the input. So of course what we do is we place down the box, take out the item, and then cross-reference the item with the set. Right here I've marked where the white wool is, and as you can see we have taken out a single one of the white wools. Now this is how we indicate how much of an item we can sort at any given time. So down at the first item unloader, we have already taken out the first item from the shulker box, which is our white wool. And we could also sort another one of these shulker boxes in parallel in the next slice. If I unfreeze, we can watch the operation in progress. So we take out the first item from the shulker box, and then the moment that it's empty, we break the box, take out the very last item that was unloaded, and we put that item back into the set to indicate that that item is now free and can be sorted again. So if we have a look in here, there we go. We've already taken out the orange wool, which was the next item in the slot. And there we go, it's already been placed down in the first item unloader. Let's just skip through. And we should see, there we go, the white wool has been put back into the set. In a moment, we will see the magenta wool, yep. Now that's being sorted. And the orange wool should return to the set. There we go, perfect. And this is exactly how the item sorter is supposed to work. Alright, now let's try and break this machine. So right now it's sorting light blue wool. So if we have a look at the set, we have light blue wool is missing and the magenta wool is about to be replaced. If I go ahead and unfreeze and then disconnect from the game, let's reload it. There we go, we've lost one of the dummy items because I restarted the game while the machine was running. Let's have a look at what happens when the next shulker box comes along. Oh, look at that. So, when we unloaded it while it was running, it actually mistook the shulker box for having an empty slot. And so, it prematurely ejected the shulker box and then lost one of the dummy items in the process. Let's unfreeze and see what happens when we run out of the light blue wool. So now, this first item unloader has become an exclusive light blue wool unloader. And then when the next box comes along, if it doesn't have light blue wool on it, it's just going to get stuck like this. And look at that. We're now missing two items from the set. We're missing the light blue wool, and we're also missing the yellow wool because they're both stuck down here in the first item unloader. I've just gone ahead and fixed everything up, so I replaced the dummy item as well as putting our items back into the set. So this is just one failure mode. Let's see if we can replicate another. We're back at the exact moment where the first item unloader has started up. Let's unfreeze, wait a bit. There we go, and then reload the machine. Alright, I think we might have it. So let's take a look inside of here. Nope. We didn't actually break it, although... yeah, that is not good at all. Yeah, so we did manage to break it, cool. So what we've managed to capture is the exact moment where we unloaded it and caused it to go into a state where these clocks that lock the hopper get desynchronized, and now it's actually collected the shulker box at the end of the unloading operation. And this is a big problem because this shulker box puts out a much higher signal strength, which goes to this redstone dust and then flows over to these adjacent slices. And so if we have a look at the slice next to it and then unfreeze, look at that. We've now broken the slices next to the one that was active simply by unloading it and reloading it. And interestingly, we haven't even broken the actual slice. However, these two slices next to it are pretty damn broken, and so the next time that a box lands in these slices, it's going to take out the first item, and then that item is going to form an item filter, preventing this slice from sorting anything else. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So our shulker box that got scooped up by the first item unloader slice and ended up breaking the adjacent slices went into the multi-item sorter for the set and ended up in this chest right here. Here's something pretty cool that I just discovered. It turns out that you can use carpet mod to activate the settings, update suppression crash fix, as well as update suppression block. And then you can create this super simple update suppressor using a barrier block with an activator rail, and then hook this up to the machine that you want to test. And this effectively simulates the machine being unloaded at a specific time. So if I go ahead and input a box like so, then drop down to the bottom where the box gets placed, there we go, it's activated the update suppressor, and that has effectively simulated the machine being unloaded and reloaded in a single tick. And there we go. We can now consistently cause this machine to break as if it was being unloaded while it was running. Alright, now that we have a better understanding for how things can go wrong, let's go ahead and fix up this storage system. So what I want to do first is replace all of these dummy items. So I'm just going to go through here, break all of these blocks, and this will give me access to all of these filters. So you can see a lot of them are fine, but then some of them are not so fine. Yeah, and this one's even missing 2 dummy items. Oh boy. I don't even have enough dummy items to replace these. If we have a look in here, we can see the clear evidence that this machine was unloaded multiple times while running. But we've also got some spare dummy items. Nice. There we go. Let's double check with the inventory scanner. Yep, all those filters are fixed. Now we can go ahead and seal these up. The more filters we need to check are just down there. Let's see if we can hit it. Nope, I suck. There we go. I activate the inventory scanner. Yep, we can already see there's an item missing there. Alright, there's only a single dummy item missing here, which is not too bad. I think, yep, the shulker box that Charlie gave me. That's the item that we're missing. There we go. Looking down here where the items get re-merged with the shulker boxes, we can also see a slight issue. It's quite fortunate that we have inventory scanner, otherwise we might have missed these extra items stuck up there. So these items are in a dropper up here. Yep, there they are. Resetting inventory scanner. Yep, this all seems clean. It's also a good idea to check in here, because there is an extra box casing a green terracotta. And this right here is the appendix of the storage system. Oh god, that is awful. So because all of this was overflowing, a bunch of extra items landed in this cache right here. So here are all the items that were in places that they shouldn't have been. So now we need to go ahead and fix the item set. So what I want to do is get into this crawl space, take all the items out of an inventory, throw them back into that inventory, and so I can clearly see that there is an item missing. There are a lot of items that need to have an additional item put in, and there are a lot of extra items that I need to remove. There we go. Now that none of the stacks have more than 2 items, I need to replace all of the items that are missing. So there are 2 items that I don't know, and a lot of items that I need only a single item for. In order to figure out what items are missing, what I can do is go up to this chest up here. I'm just going to go and throw all of these in like so. And using item scroller, I can scan across, take out a single one of these items each. So what this chest up here is, this is the set for the multi-item sorter. This is what tells an item to go to this specific chest. And then the items in these chests is what regulates the parallel entity item sorter. If I go ahead and just scan across like so, we can see that we are missing a green stained glass. Unfortunately, it seems like I don't actually have the green stained glass in any of these shulkers. And this might be a common problem, and so I'm actually going to get a fellow Wavetech member to come on and help me get these items from storage to replace them in the set. Alright, I've got Huntoon here, help me get the items. So to start with, I need a single yellow glazed terracotta.
Yellow glazed terracotta, I'm on it.
There's a bunch of items from the color hall, so you'll be able to stick around in there. Alright, me and Huntoon are going to keep working on this, and I'll get back when it's done. Alright, that was the last chest. And Huntoon has all the items, and he is about to bring them over. Hey, it's Huntoon Claws, and he's brought us some presents.
Here I am. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shulkers of unique items for you.
My god, there's so many items we're missing from this set.
It's a little while, but we got them all sorted out.
Now we can just dump all these items in. Alright, the multi-item sorter is done. Now we need to do one more check over the item set to make sure that there's exactly 54 items in every chest. Oh yes, that's looking much better. Alright, so we have 55 items in these. That means we have an extra item that I missed somewhere. There we go. I missed that ice. Missed this lever. Ah, there we go. Cobwebs. God, the color of the cobweb makes it very difficult to see the number next to it. Yeah, some of these chests have less items, but that's intended. Ah, great. This one's missing the leather. Wait, is it taking like ages to get here? Like, what's going on? It must be assigned to another slice further down. Wait, what?
I see levers. I see levers right here. I'm
Where?
standing on top of the one.
I don't see any leather.
Oh, above you. Oh, you know what's going on? It's an accent problem. Are you saying leather?
Oh, you thought I said leather. Oh,
Classic. Classic.
oh my god, that's why. Oh.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Okay, so like, here's the funny thing, right? We're missing one leather, and then when I went to check over the set, we had an extra leather. Mate, it's a lever. It leaves, I think.
That's why you say it that way. I never realized it's because you mix it up with a cowhide.
Hey! Man, that anticipation waiting for just this freaking single leather item to get in there. Alright. So it seems like everything is in order. So what we're going to do is take a backup of the server and try and run the item sorting system. Oh, I was very lucky that I checked that. These dispensers still have shulker boxes in them. I need to clear all of these out. Otherwise, these could have caused problems with the set after we spent all that time fixing it. Alright, the backup has been taken and we're finally ready to take the storage for a spin. You want to do the honors, Hunter?
Sure thing. Here we go.
Oh boy. Alright, looks
What
like
will we now?
it's working. Yep. We're occupying first item unloader slices. And we are sorting items by the looks of things. Alright, when this sorting operation is finished, I'll check the set again to make sure that there aren't any items missing. Oh my goodness, what a stressful day. Fixing a main storage is no easy task, but when the thing is working, it absolutely tears through items. Like, we've come back only half an hour later and it's already finished sorting all those items that we input. And then, to hopefully prevent this issue from happening again in the future, we've gone ahead and added this mechanism, which is a chunk loading detector. So the thing is, the main storage has its own chunk loading grid, which is always active while the sorting system is running. However, this chunk loading grid won't save the storage if the server crashes or has to restart. So this mechanism is simply a failsafe, such that if the server has to restart and forces the chunk loading grid to stop working, if the sorting system is still running and we unload the storage and then load it again, the failsafe will trigger and then activate the locking mechanism for the storage. If we want to shut it off, we just reset it like so, and then wait for the cooldown timer to run down. So there we have it, how to fix the ultimate storage. This was just a sneak peek into what happens under the hood with these massive technical infrastructure projects. The reality is that it's a lot of work to maintain things and keep everything in working order. And despite the fact that I've had to fix this storage several times already, this is what being a technical player is all about. The willingness to undertake the greatest challenges that this game has to offer. Even if those challenges involve crawling through the crawl spaces of a storage. This video was a bit of a weird idea, and I wasn't sure if it was a good idea at all. So if you enjoyed this kind of content, feel free to subscribe and receive notifications for future videos. It really helps me out, and encourages me to take on harder challenges in the future. Anyway, thank you very much for watching and I will see you next time.